So over the weekend, a bunch of red hats decided to get in their far larger than necessary trucks and try to run who they thought was Joe Biden and Kamala Harris off the road, potentially injuring them, potentially killing them. They didn't really care. They're effectively domestic terrorists. Donald Trump, hearing about this, is going to respond basically exactly like you'd predict.
It is something. You see the way our people, they were protecting his bus yesterday because they're nice. So his bus, they had hundreds of cars. Trump, and the American flag. That's it. You see Trump and American flag. Do you ever notice when you see the other side? I don't even see much of the other side. You don't see any. They have no spirit. They have no enthusiasm. They have no nothing.
Okay, so yeah, did you see our people? They were protecting it because they're very nice. That's, let me be the millionth person to say that's how a mob boss on TV talks. That's how an insane person talks, and that's just a random line that he throws out so that his white supremacist base will give him a little bit of applause. Yeah, they were intimidating the bus to protect it because they're very nice.
Yeah, I mean, it is hard if he does lose, if he does ever leave. We have to think about how we un-Trump the country, and that is a whole other can of worms. But I think more than that, and part of that is remembering that he has capitalized on a racism and an anger and a bigotry and a hatefulness that is already and always existed, and he has never once tried to dampen that. He has never once. I remember in 2015, lead up to the election, when I think it was a Mexican immigrant was beaten by two MAGA supporters, and they were like, yeah, that's from Donald Trump kind of thing, right? This was like one of the first recorded, and we know there were many more incidents of hate crimes. One of the first incidents of hate crimes, Trump was asked about it and he said, well, I have very passionate followers.
Yeah,
very
passionate. I think it might have been in New York, I think. Okay. I'm not sure, maybe New York.
Yeah, I don't know where it was, but I mean, it was like, it's just like, oh, that is who he was. That is who he still is. And if you, no matter what side of the spectrum you are on, whether you were a Trump voter, whether you're a Republican, whether you were a lefty who was like, he's not that bad, and he's just saying it, because I think a lot of people on both sides of the aisle believe that. No, he is telling you who he is. He's still that same guy. He likes it. He wants to see more of it.
Yeah, and he knows that he can say that because his base wants the same. They openly say they want our tears, but let's keep it real. They want our blood. They do. There's no line. Yeah. I know we're being hyperbolic. Oh, it's fast. You're saying it's fast. No, there's no line. He's joking about Gretchen Whitmer's attempted kidnapping. He's perfectly fine with what you just saw there, the attacks. Cesar Sayoc, did he ever admit that perhaps he needed to tone down his rhetoric? No, not at all. No. Coast Guard, a terrorist that was stopped. No, there was no reckoning for that. None for any of this. And there never will be. And you could have Don Jr. going on election day and gunning down the squad, and Kayleigh McEnany would be explaining how it's an Antifa plot on Fox and Friends the next morning. There is no line where they will admit that they have gone down a dark fascistic path. They're just not going to, because that's where power lies for them. And thankfully, nobody on that campaign bus was hurt. None of these staffers or volunteers were killed in this event. But you don't think that the next time a bus is rolling through some town, they're not gonna do the exact same thing? They now think, hey, if I do that, Trump will cheer for me. He'll tweet this, for instance. He tweeted out with some kind of music over it, I love Texas, when he saw that Biden-Harris, it's a video of them being surrounded. They want, effectively a Morton Joe to wink at them out of the window of his rig. That's what they want. And they will do whatever's necessary, hurt, kill, whoever is necessary to get that.
Yeah.
He's tweeting, by the way, really fast. He tweeted afterward, these patriots did nothing wrong. A story that he quote retweeted about the fact that the FBI is investigating it. Remember, they did crash one car into another. I think technically that's wrong in some way. I don't think you're supposed to do that on the highway. He says this story is false about the fact that the FBI is investigating them. I don't know what the word false means there. The FBI apparently is investigating them, but he wants you to know that he doesn't think they did anything wrong, because there's nothing wrong you can do if it demonizes the left or people you think are associated with the left. Remember, the Kenosha shooter is the victim to them. He's a hero, effectively. There's no line. There's no line. There's no line.
Yeah, and I think, and we have to. it's hard because we have to keep on telling ourselves that the false equivalence that they keep on trying to draw is completely ridiculous, and it doesn't exist. I mean, the entire equating of Antifa or BLM with any kind of white supremacy, we know that's false, and we have to constantly reiterate that because we are being gaslit perpetually. And John, I gotta be honest with you, my response to being gaslit for 4 years, if and when this president ever is out of office, is to gaslight MAGA people and say he was never president. That is what I'm going to do. Trump who? Oh yeah, that guy, he ran for election. Now, of course, we have to deal with all the consequences of what Trump has wrought. I'm not saying we don't. I'm not saying like from a neoliberal perspective, I'm gonna forget. From a moderate Dem perspective, I'm gonna forget. But just for the MAGA folks, Trump who? Trump. Weird. Good. It's
a weird name. That doesn't sound real though.
Strange name. The thing, yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. And I want to see that, but there's like a 5% chance that the Q people say after the inauguration that he was just pretending to be president for a few years to flush out the pedos. He was never actually president. What are you, a sheep? You think he was president?
And then he successfully flushed one out by leaving office.
Oh my God.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.